Ooh, 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 good morning. Guess what? This is going to be the start of something really cool. The ski lift. Let me turn the camera so you can get a little better view of what's going to happen. Before I get into the ski lift, one quick little thing about the train station. Someone had mentioned the location of the train station in reference to the cars, the passenger cars. So I'd like to just address that, and I agree with him totally. So if I'm right there, that is straight. I could get a fifth car on there, but he mentioned the train station would not likely be at the end. It would probably want to be centered more. So if there's 5 cars long, half of 5 is 2.5, so pretty good math, right? So pretty much centered on this car. And then there would be a boarding or, a covered area, both sides, so that they can spread out. Something like maybe plan on 48 or 50 passengers per car. So you'd need room for 5, you need 250 people, the ability for them to stand outside covered in case it's snowing or raining. Picturing this maybe being more snowing sometimes of the year for sure. Otherwise, why would you put in a ski lift, right? So let's get talking about the ski lift. It's going to take me probably several episodes to get the ski lift operating. I have a lot of the components ready, and I'm going to be able to use some things that didn't work. Well, I'll show you. I've got to move the camera and show you what my plan is. I was considering doing the ski lift over on that side, but the wall is lower. I needed more height, so I decided to go over here. It'll fit either way. It might even be more attractive using the lift on this, if you were actually on the lift, to come up here and be able to view like the residential part, eavesdrop on the people and whatnot, and you can see the industry over on the other end. But if there's fumes or exhaust from the industry side, you wouldn't be taking it in. So I made a mock-up of the slope that I was envisioning to come somewhere in like that. This is all styrofoam, so it digs in pretty good. Hopefully it doesn't slip. That's kind of actually it won't be the grade. It's similar. The grade is probably going to be more like, I would say like that. A good steep grade for skiing. So I'm hoping to have a hill on this side, which would come down, which would also mean that these 2 back tracks will be in a tunnel under the mountain. That should be pretty cool. So then I'm going to build a plateau up here with what did I do? Okay. If you remember this, some folks had dropped this by, but it was too big for scale for the train station. So this will work perfect as a building up here. I'm pretty sure I'm going to turn it around, and I'll end up, so it'll sit on a base up here. So the base will probably come out somewhere out here. But I'll probably cut this out so that the cars can come up in, and then there'll be a wheel for it to head back down. And this should get pretty interesting, I think. So with this, the motor will be down there to bring it up. There'll be a wheel in here to receive the car, as well as I'll come down with a rod with a sprocket that will go over to here and catch another cable going up and down that's my goal anyway. We'll see if it works, to have skiers going on there. And I'll try to come up with some way to make so you can see the skier going down, but it'll get hidden as it comes back up, so you won't see them coming back up. You'll only ever see them going down. That's my goal. So then we'll have the base down there, of course, with the motor, everything necessary to make the thing operate. So without getting into, I don't want to go into a ton of detail, but the motor is way oversized for this layout. It's really strong, but I like that because I have plans to put some other sprockets, gears down here off of the motor to operate moving vehicles in the village. Wow, I just had another thought. There's so many things you could do. There's millions of things you could do. What if, okay, I'm getting a little bit away from the ski lift for just a second. I've got to move the camera, huh? I am so far out of my field of knowledge and experience, but that's what it's all about, is learning things. I've been scolded by one or two people, do what you do and don't do anything else, but that gets boring after a while. So this thought just came to me, so I haven't thought it all out. Sorry. What if, okay, so there's a system called MagnaRail that's used to make cars move on a road bed, and it's a pretty nice looking system, but I think I want to make my own, of course. So the base of the ski lift will be here with the motor, and there'll be an opportunity to attach more cogs or sprockets or wheels or whatever you want to call it, to run under the surface track, so that magnet cars can be attached and go all through the village, circle around and come back, so they'd be circling like that. Why not do another one attached to another sprocket that would go over here with trucks? Oh, just so, I probably have an issue with the track there, so I don't think I'd be able to go all the way in there, but just a short little turnaround thing here for trucks to come over on this side. I may not do that, but I'm going to think about it really hard, because that would be awesome. That would be fun. Okay, back to the ski lift. So I did some measuring. I think this needs something like a 12-inch this way by 20-inch this way. I think that would be slick. So we'll cut one out on the saw right now. I have a scrap piece of plywood over here. Set my fence at 12 inches. And I know I have over 20 inches this way, so that'll work pretty good. I could cut this on the chop saw, but I'm right here. It's easy to just move the fence. I could soften the corners up, especially on this front corner, but I have to box it in underneath. It's going to be a lot easier to box it in with it square. Let's look over there and see what it looks like. So it'll sit I'm picturing it, the front of the building setting right at the precipice, so to speak, at the edge, like that, so the cars can come right up in there. So let me just move this for a minute. I think we're going to want it somewhere out there near this edge. So it'll sit something like that. Okay, that's a good starting point. I'll get some supports to hold this up, and we'll mount that. I think this one, a lot of the other parts of the layout I painted as I went. I think I'm going to put this all up and then paint it. I'm going to rip another, so this is the top. Now I'm ripping one this width to go down. I started screws for the base. This is what is the top that the building will set on. This is one of the sides, or the only side actually. It'll go like that. So I'm going to see if I can, it's almost like threading the needle, to get a screw to go right through the center of that plywood. Good. Yes, using my rolling workbench. I love it. Good. Now I'll secure this. Very good. Okay. Let's go over and see how that looks. Do you like yodeling? I love to hear yodeling. This makes me think of that over in the Swiss Alps or something. You want me to yodel? Anybody want me to yodel? Nope. Okay, so that'll work good there. I need to get a good support, a leg on the inside of this so I can screw through here and into there, as well as over here. Well, let's put it up. I started screws already, so I can just secure it right in there. I guess I need to take my mountain slope down. You stay there, just okay. All righty. I think I like that right there. Ouch. Two more. So now it looks, I feel, looks like an outcropping of a cliff. I put an angle on that. I can easily reach up in here to work on the motorized portion of it. What's next? Well, let's see what it looks like with the building on there. I'll probably have to rent a helicopter, set it up there and all that. And that'll sit right out at the edge, and I'll cut out an opening in here for the cars to come in and go back down. And the slope. something like that. I like that. Good. Oh, all right. So that part has begun. I need to do some. There'll be some dressing up to make this look more realistic. As I'll have to repaint some of the wall, and it'll turn white because this is going to be snow-capped up here and maybe even up higher. Do some trees up there, and then bring it down to there. It has begun. All right. Well, one slight modification. There's a ramp right here on the building that would come out to nowhere. Short of building something, I might turn it around this way. Then it has a walkway all the way around. There'll be a railing, of course, for safety. That would. I've got to cogitate on that for a little bit. I'm not sure. What are your thoughts? I think like that, and maybe just put a handrail for safety. Probably leave it that way. It's going to be easier to cut it out for the cable to go up in there. Okay, that's going to pretty well wrap it up for the day. As far as recording, I have got to go do some homework and look online. This is the motor that I'll be using. And it has a spline that measures just over 3/8 of an inch. So it's probably metric. I need to discover what that would be for a sprocket or a flywheel or a pulley. I've got to get all of those items ordered to tie it in to the top, down to the bottom for the ski lift, and then as well as sprockets and whatnot to do skiers going up and down. Also, I want to tie this in, use this motor to tie in the road work. So I've got to figure out that. I've seen a few videos online where they made their own. I think I'm leaning towards that. The Magno Rail, and I think Fowler makes some of those. They're maybe more money than I want to get into. So, and plus I want to make it. Making it is kind of half the fun. 3/4, 7/8 of the fun. Okay, thanks for watching. I really appreciate you. And if you're not a subscriber, I would appreciate you subscribing. It's really growing. The channel is growing. I'm excited about that. That is just a thrill to me. Leave a comment. Hit the like button. Thanks. See you later.